And not only that, but once we realize we have to submit to that season. I have a guy at work right now. He's a 10-year staff sergeant, and right now promotion is for a time promoting was relatively easy. You know, if you study, you know, you can get promoted, and it seems as if that's about to change. It's going to get harder. So I have a 10-year staff sergeant, and he's concerned that making the next rank will be very difficult, and that in his position he won't have work satisfaction because he'll be doing the same thing that he's done for a while. So he got orders to go to Korea, and he's just, you know, he was angry with himself for a minute. And he didn't understand, you know, why. He's like, I'm trying to promote. I want to go to the next level. And I spoke to him. I was like, you know, there's some things that you just going to go through, regardless of what rank you are, regardless of what you're trying to do, or there's things that you're just going to have to go through, and you never know why you're going through them. You know, and at first he kicked, you know, he screamed, you know, he was even contemplating get out of the Air Force, denying orders, so he wanted to go to Korea. But he was able to understand that, you know, it's just his time right now. And Reverend Lofton knows if you deny them, they're going to end up giving them to you again. And if you deny them, you can get kicked out.
Yeah.
So is it worth really, you know, fighting against it? That's right. Right here what she said, not when it's your time. Verse 9, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says, what do people really get for all their hard work? What do people really get for all their hard work? And that is the New Living Translation. Does anybody have a different translation they would like to share?
My version, same, of course, same thing, but it says, what does a worker gain from all his toil?
Are we still looking at it from the standpoint of freedom of that?
This you can look at it if you want, because he listed, and we didn't read it this morning, but he said kill and time to kill, and he listed, and he didn't list everything that you're gonna go through in life, but he listed for us to understand that, you know, you're gonna go through the good, the bad, you know, ups, downs, everything. So whatever standpoint you wanna dwell into this morning.
Well, I guess it's really nothing. I mean, when it boils down to it, I mean, you can't take it with you. So, I mean, for temporarily, it's there, but is that still satisfaction?
You know, you said this, and you were putting this together with what the bencher said. You said you had to see it when Solomon, when you were trying to read what he was writing, you had to change your perspective. See, when your perspective has been, let me get something to make my life comfortable, so I need to earn more money, I need to get a better house, I need to get a better car, and then you try to read how he saw it, somebody had it all already. You couldn't, it's hard to kind of translate, but you got everything, you should be satisfied. Why, you know, in your mind you go, why are you complaining? What is your problem? Are you insane? But you had to put yourself in his, you know, see it from his perspective. I've achieved all, I have wisdom, I have things, I have stuff, I have these things to gratify my flesh, but satisfaction. So now he says, from a perspective of, this is how I see it, having all that I have, and now going to what she said, it ain't worth nothing. If you go back and look at the synopsis of what Ecclesiastes is talking about, it was Solomon's revelation that everything that you have, everything that you've amassed, the wisdom that you have, the things that you toil for are worth nothing in comparison to knowing God. The whole thing was to get man from a place of looking at his achievements, his accomplishments, the things that he'd amassed. And what happens is, sometimes when you're doing that, it's everything, and now God gets nothing. So from his perspective, having all that he had done, all that he did, it was a time of revelation that this don't mean nothing when it comes to knowing God. And I like how you put it. Everybody, there are a lot of folks that I talk to that go like this. They say, well, I'm gonna live my life and do what I want to do. And when it come down to taking my last breath, I'm gonna get to know God. And I'm thinking to myself, are you insane? Now this is why I say this. I'm like, so you gonna live like hell and do all these things you want to do and do everything you want to do. And right before, I'll try to get to know him. But you don't know the moment you got. So when you commit that kind of time, what you're saying is, I'm gonna keep this idol in place till I ain't got no more usefulness. And now I'll try to get to know you. Like you can tell the time. No man knows that time. But what I was in what you guys were saying, hearing, I've always looked at people that had wisdom, wise people, and what you need to glean from them is, when they've gone that place, what can you glean from them how they got there and what they see in that place? So now I can go, okay, well, he's had it all. What is he trying to tell me of having it all? And what he's saying is, it don't mean nothing.
Outside.
Outside of God, it don't mean nothing.
That was the key, that they wants to do something. But the reality is, God didn't give us the ability. What we do is we replicate what God has already done. That's why the Bible says nothing new under the sun. We think we're doing something new, but the reality is we're just remaking what God has already made. And we think that because we do it a certain way that it's better than before. But it's really the same thing. A TV is still a TV. I don't care who makes the newest one. One of the things one of the illustrations I had, we try so hard to hold on to something. Many of you, I'm sure, watch football, but if I had to say who's the greatest football team, what would you guys' answer be? As far as the year in the team, for the greatest season,
2015 Carolina Panthers.
I mean, you asked
let's be humble.
Let's be real.
What's the argument for the greatest football team of the year?
The Patriots.
Okay, when they went 18-0, the New England Patriots, right? Okay, what's another one?
But I mean, they won the Super Bowl, right?
No.
Also,
Not win the Super Bowl. So they actually went 18-1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they won 18 straight games, which was a record.
Oh,
And lost a bit.
Okay, what else? What's another team?
who won the Super Bowl?
I know y'all heard of 72 Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Because they went undefeated and they won the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, okay.
Every time somebody talks about a great team, somebody always bring up 72 Dolphins. Regardless of what you do, they always saying, hey, y'all ain't better than us. But the reality is they holding on to that. Why?
You know, it didn't last until now. It was their
So what happens? So what happens when either somebody comes and beats them,
If somebody comes and
or
beat them,
somebody else comes and they have an undefeated season?
Everybody talking about them.
They come. What's that?
They get compared.
They get compared.
yeah,
Jordan and LeBron.
yeah.
Yeah, Jordan and LeBron, right? Somebody wants to be number one, and they don't want nobody to top that because eventually they'll just get pushed to the side. They get pushed to the side. Just like he said, Mayweather. You know, people stood that 49 and all. It's kind of like, you know, in years to come, people gonna be like, nah, they're gonna push him to the side. We want to hold on to what's relevant, and that's how we as people are. We want to hold on to that thing, but I know we're talking about football, but it all pales in comparison to God and His infinite wisdom and all that He has in that. Solomon was able to realize that this is only temporary and that I can't take nothing with me. And one thing that I like that Solomon discussed was that even in all his wisdom, that he was going to have to leave it to somebody who didn't work nowhere near as hard as he did. Who thinks like that? Who builds a company and then says, I'm gonna have to leave it to somebody who didn't work for it?
Some people say
You got
to them,
the other billionaires and trillionaires in the world, the other billionaires in the world. They think like that. They have to.
When you saying this, I was sitting here thinking this old preacher told me, this preacher up in Christian told me this. He taught me, you're a young minister, he's trying to teach me how to do, he was trying to teach me some aspects of doing a eulogy of somebody's funeral. And this is what he told me. I was standing up he said, you stand up in the pulpit, and he said, everybody come by, and they view the body, and then he said, and they say some nice things, and he said, they may even say, man, he did a whole bunch of things. He amassed this. And they say, he sure looked well. And he said, he even heard him say that, he sure looked good. And then he said he said one time he just stood there and he said, he dead. He dead. It don't matter what he got on, it don't matter his clothes, he dead. I was like this. I said, wait a minute. He said, no, see, sometimes you want to attach all these things maybe you know about them. But that person they got to be wheeled out of there. Now, what I'm saying is, sometimes we want to ascribe all these great accomplishments to this person, but it don't mean that the great accomplishment's good, but these great accomplishments didn't get him into heaven. You know what I'm saying? The greater, it ain't like he went to glory and they said, well, you know what, man, you showed up, you did that, come on in. Maybe you got, I don't know.
You built that iPhone. Come on.
Yeah, come on in. You know what I'm saying? But it don't work like that. The thing that we need to focus on, and what he was trying to teach me was, he said, yes, we want to recognize folks for their accomplishments, but the accomplishments didn't make the person. You get what I'm saying? It was there. Did you know God? Had you accepted His Son? And if we can get the people, even in that, he said, we can get the people to recognizing that knowing God is above everything else. Look at how the flowers are at the funeral. If folks are looking, hey, look at the music that was played. What that old preacher said, he dead. He real dead. And I was sitting there thinking, somebody helped him into this world when they birthed him, and now they got to help him out in his death. Where was his relationship? He said that's what we need to really be focused on. Was the relationship right? And if your relationship with God is right, that is the best of everything. That's the best of it.
So the first thing you've seen people come and go. It's a military base, and some people will come and they thought that they were supposed to do one thing. Some people thought that they had obtained, knowledge and wisdom and understanding. They thought that they were, preacher extraordinaire, they were teacher extraordinaire. But until they realized the purpose of them was to come and learn and to get more understanding, more knowledge of doing things a certain way, that they couldn't function properly. They ended up admitting about it. It was like it took them a while to realize because they thought they had everything together. They thought they were going for one thing, but the reality is their season was to learn. So the first thing we have to do is know what season are we in? Are we in the learning season? Are we in the teaching season? Are we in the, are we in the, we're always in the serving season. That don't change. We all, once you've been called, that's it. You always got to put a hand somewhere. But what am I supposed to be doing specifically? As far as the body of Christ, is it, are we focused on outreach right now? Or, am I, just being there for the pastor in any way? It changes. And you have to be aware of that. Because people change, time things, situations change. And God may be gearing you up for one thing, and He's ready for it when it comes. But if you're not, you be prepared, and somebody may get hurt because of that.
That's good, Rob. So you saying, hey, look, depending on the season you in, you need to make adjustments for know what it is in that season and make adjustments for the seasons. Just like we got 4 seasons of weather. You don't want to be wearing a big old heavy coat in summertime. So you make adjustments because you know what season you're in. Know what season you're in, so you can make an adjustment to being in that season.
That's for some of us, trying to when the season change and what season we're in, and to humble ourselves and walk in that season because we think this is the season we're in or whatever. That can be very, tough if you're not in tune to the Holy Spirit and willing to humble yourself and say, okay, I've done this for 15 years. Now it's somebody else, maybe somebody else time to do this, and you're moving me into something different or whatever. But it's hard sometimes for some of us, to just be like, okay, what's old is new now, and what's new is different, or whatever.
Especially when something comes up that, for example, if you're skilled in an area and an issue comes up, you automatically like, okay, I got to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you've been doing. But if you're not careful, you may be stepping on somebody else's opportunity to rise up.
Because you think you're right and you're not right,
Yeah.
it's just like it takes, you have to be into willing to know that you're right.
And that can be tough. So how do we get past that though?
For yourself.
Humble yourself,
Be
okay.
humble.
What else?
With God.
Okay, being in tune with God.
Humble yourself, your feelings, just that emotions, the emotion side of it. You
Control your
got to,
emotions. You have to be
submit to
being
God.
with humble and controlling your emotions. You have to be honest first and foremost with yourself.
Mhm.
You have to be honest.
Mhm.
You can't lie to yourself and say, well, this is what I've been doing. This is my season. You gotta know when it's somebody else's time. You gotta know when what you've been doing isn't working for now. That's good. That's good.
One thing we gotta stop doing when we hear a message, we say, "Oh, that was good for so and so."
Right. Yes, we definitely gotta
Glad
stop
you-
that.
That's good for you too.
Yes, glad to hear that.
That's good for me. You know what I'm saying? We hear a word and immediately, and that's okay. But we got to stop. That don't apply to me. That's for you only.
Mhm.
We gotta stop humble ourselves. You said praying. Having that relationship with God. So we got our season, right? Because it is gonna come. It's gonna change. You're not gonna do the same same thing else. So now, once we realize what our season is, right? What we're supposed to be doing. Because somebody's season may be to teach, right? So they think, oh, right on stage.
All the time.
It
Different
might be-
ways to teach.
It might be in you.
You don't have to.
It-
You don't have to run to the stage every time.
Teaching may be
Word.
the musicians.
Yeah.
You know, teaching them, ushering, or maybe pastor, co-pastor got an issue. You may be able to teach them. You don't know. Well, sometimes not everybody, but sometimes people want to jump right on stage. And that goes right along with humbling ourselves too.
That's why you got 50. Go home and you got 50 churches on the same. Everybody preaching about God, but I can do it better. He don't teach it like I can teach it.
So how about you show them the right way, right?
No, I got to have my own church. Y'all gotta come to me. I have my own. God didn't give it to you like He gave it to me. I need a stage. But I mean, really, look at it. It's like we all read from the same Bible, but because we're human, everybody I guess we get interpretation. How you end up with, oh, we do this Methodist, or we do this Baptist, or we do this Pentecostal, but everybody reads from the same word.
So we got our season, right? Now we figuring out what we're supposed to be doing, our role in our season. So now we gotta check our attitude. Make sure we're doing it for the right reason. Make sure we're not hurting anybody in the process. Because if you hurting people, that's not love. Now, people's feelings might get hurt because they're not ready to receive it, but that's on them. When you're giving them love, let's check our attitude, our motives. Make sure we uplifting the kingdom, right? And that's what it's about, building a relationship with God. And it's not just your relationship, it's somebody else's relationship. They don't have it the way you got it. So how we gonna help them? And then last thing, we just gotta do it, we gotta carry out our purpose. Cause you know what season you're in now, right? You know what you're supposed to be doing. We checking our attitude, now we gotta go do it. And that's not a 1, 2, 3, 4 up next week I got it process. That takes time. You gotta be intentional, you gotta be deliberate when you do certain things.
You said you wanna know the season first, and you said you wanna know what you're supposed to be doing.
That's correct.
And then what you say next?
You gotta check your attitude, your heart. Cause just because God tells you it's your time to do something, He's gearing you up. He's like, okay, I want you to do this. He gonna make a way for it. You don't have to push nobody out the way to do what it is that you're trying to do. If it's truly your time, God will make a way. And He's going to have to sit and wait and be ready for when it comes. See, but part of the reason why it's not that we're not ready, is if we didn't see it the way we wanted it to be, presented to us. We wanted, there it is, that's how we want it. And sometimes you gotta wait and seek it out and be like, oh, okay, this is my opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna do this. But we want somebody to come and present it in front of everybody and say, here it is, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, I listen to you talk, season you in, knowing what you're supposed to be doing, the patience that it takes to wait on what you're supposed to be doing. I find a lot of folks are, you know, I remember, well, dawg, what does it take? What are you supposed to be doing? You know, okay, I wanna know what to do, but can you hurry up and tell me what I'm supposed to do? And then you catch yourself searching, you know, asking for, well, what am I supposed to be doing? And what I found was that in your service, in doing the service, you'll figure out what the purpose is. But see, you gotta learn how to be obedient in the little things that you're required to do, so that then he can trust you. So, because I used to wonder, why are they saying okay, when I was younger, we didn't have all the digital cameras y'all had. We had something called a Polaroid, and you take a snapshot, and then you had it was gray. And so you know, first time I took my first snapshot, I didn't understand what that was because it was gray, so I threw it away. I didn't know what you're supposed to do. Ain't nobody tell me. Don't be looking down on me. I ain't know. Yeah, see what you did? You knew what to do. Well, I didn't know what to do, so I got the Polaroid camera. I took a snapshot, and then I was holding it, and it was gray. So I said, it's bad. Ain't nothing happening. I don't see nothing. So I threw it away. Well, then I went through a roll. I went through them things, not knowing what I was supposed to be doing was waiting and letting it develop. And sometimes folks do that. God will give you a snapshot of what you're supposed to do, but it takes some time for it to develop. And you got to be, because in your impatience to see it develop, you don't throw it away.
That's good.
The process.
So folks quit the ministry. Folks quit on God. Folks give up. I even had a guy tell me one time, man, I've been doing this 6 months, ain't nothing happening. Like 6 months? I didn't even know you were 6 months. But you've been living like that for 30, 40 years. But you said you gave, and he said that I gave the God thing a try. 6 months.
I gave it a try.
6 months. He even call it a thing, God thing.
Just something to do. You know, everybody think when they go out, they're gonna go out on the bed, the family gonna be
Yeah.
around, the heart monitor gonna like. So that's how you think you're gonna go out. They don't realize
Last breath,
sometimes some
save
people go
it.
out like,
Yeah.
you know,
You don't know.
you think you got your death link.
Before you can even say, Lord, they did already.
Yeah. So it's not, I'm gonna get to know God, it's quick get saved before I die.
And sometimes you may not have that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, Robert, as we sit here talking about this stuff, I heard a man say something. You know, you ever heard the word of God? So I've heard a scripture quoted so much and preached on so much, and I got another revelation of it. I got this revelation. Somebody shared it with me. I mean, he just spoke it, and I heard it, and like I heard it for the first time. It says in Romans chapter 12, it says, I beseech you therefore, brothers, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. And so I'm sitting there thinking, he said living sacrifice. Some folks want to present a dead sacrifice. God is saying, look, I want you in your youth, while you still got breath in your body, while you still got opportunity and got some youth in you, make that presentation.
Vitality.
Yeah,
Yes.
vibrant and some vitality. But there's a presentation, and I want to know God, but I don't want to present him the good, youthful, can do something with me person. But I want to present when I'm out,
Roll out.
you know, I can't do nothing but wave. I mean, I ain't got nothing left. I can't do nothing. But where were you when you could lift something and go to it, and serve? So you got to make this presentation of yourself so that you can know him while you're yet young.
I had a going, enjoyed it. I seen, you know, I seen a lady who had never played the piano in her life. Our pianist was out, and she just got up and started playing piano. I mean, she was like, they was like, do you play? She was like, no. I've seen, you know, I was able to work with, you know, officers, majors, and lieutenants and captains, and one thing that we had in common was that it was all about God. It was all about God. And I remember when this lieutenant colonel, she used to she presented me this scripture, and I was like, wow, I never heard her preach that scripture before like this. And she used to do such an awesome job. She had PowerPoint presentation, she had notes out, and then afterwards she came and asked me if I would continue on. I was like, what? You want me to teach this? And she was like, yeah. And it was just, you know, I'm just so grateful that I was a part of that. And, you know, it was unfortunate I was away from my family, but I was able to experience so many things. I experienced serving in a different magnitude. Like, singing in the choir, I was like, what? Okay. You know, I was able to teach, and I was able, people was getting saved. I remember the lesson I taught, I was so nervous. You know, I got up and spoke, and the lady was like, you didn't even ask if anybody needed prayer, you know. And I was like, you know, forgive me, because, you know, I was taught, you always give, you know, you never know, you always open up the pulpit. And she came, you know, afterwards, and she was real cool about it, you know, and I ended up praying for her anyway, you know, but it was just so amazing to see. I just seen so many things happen in those short 9 months, and what God can do. And I know, I don't want to even limit him to that, but, you know, God is just an amazing God, and he can do whatever it is that he want to do, but we have to be in the right position at the right time. And we may not get affected. Somebody's life may be affected because of that. Because it's not about us. It's not about Pastor Nicole Pastor. They're not doing this for them. Pastor Nicole Pastor saved. It's for somebody else. It's so that we can grow, so we can come together and be one, so we can leave this place, these 4 walls, and go out and teach someone else. To live a lifestyle that somebody say, I want to be like that. I want to be like that and more. So we got to be in our right season. Amen? Amen. That's our time this morning. We'll please stand, we'll close with prayer and get ready for our worship service this morning. Heavenly Father, we come before you once again, Lord God. Just thanking you, Lord. Thank you for your word this morning, Lord God. Thank you for just interceding in us, Lord God, and just speaking the word that we can apply to our lives, Lord God. We thank you for just teaching us, Lord God, and just showing us, Lord God, that no matter what we do, Lord God, we will never attain the wisdom that you have, Lord God, and that we need you, Lord God. We need you, Father God. We need your wisdom, your power. We need your strength, Lord God. We need your spirit this morning, Lord God. So we just thank you for what you are doing, Lord God. We pray that you will just humble us, Lord God, that we will seek, Father God, what it is that you have for us today, Lord God. We don't want to get in the way of what we want to do, but Father God, show us your way, Father God. We can be obedient to your word, Lord God, your spirit, Lord God. That we can touch someone else's life, Lord God. That we can be an influence here on this earth, Father God. Lord, we want the kingdom to grow here on earth, Lord God. We want souls saved, Lord God. We want people's lives to be changed, Father God. We want broken hearts fixed, Lord God. We want sick healed, Father God. So we thank you for what you're doing, Lord God. We pray over our worship service this morning, Lord, that we will have the right attitude, Lord God, this morning, Lord. That we will come in with the attitude of praise and worship. That we will serve you this morning. So we thank you for those that are on their way, Lord God. We just pray that they will enter in this place and feel your presence, Lord God. So we thank you for it all right now. We give your name all the glory, all the honor, all your praise.
Yes, sir.
In Jesus'